Hello and welcome back to All the Mods 9. Last episode, we spent a lot of it just finishing up the immersive engineering stuff. We did get the railgun finished, which was the entire purpose of going through immersive engineering. And down here, we continued Mekanism and got access to HDPE sheets, which is another part of the Nexium emitter. And we got the ultimate induction provider right at the end there. So the only thing left of the modulating unit are these antimatter pellets, which is this whole line that I complained about at the end of last episode. But if you're looking on the screen, you may see on the right, I have a bunch of quests tagged, and that's because I'm gonna really quickly just go through as much of the quest book as possible, because I've been ignoring this generally because I knew the point is just all the mod star, but why not? It says part 1 here. I'm pretty sure there's at the end here going to be like this screen, but like it leads you towards each of these and tells you tips and stuff, because I watched someone else's video on it of them playing all the mods 9, and they showed a screen that wasn't this but had like these leading up and telling you the parts of these. So I want to get to that screen to make sure I'm not missing anything. So really quickly, it's just going to be like a crafting rush. Here I am in the Apotheosis Gem Farm with the last thing I actually need to do for this first. I only have one last thing I need to do, and that is head to the Beyond, which I'm just going to throw it right here, and yeah, that's pretty empty. Put down a little platform here. We're going to come back to this. This dimension I'm going to use for Mekanism, like reactors, mostly because screw even the chance of having a reactor meltdown in my main base. So I'm gonna have like a quantum ring of AE2 and stuff come here. Either way, we can go back out and let's check out this quest. This entire chapter 1 is done, I think. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. I did get these mineral seeds, which I don't think I actually need, but whatever. That is chapter 1 completely done. Is there no chapter 2? I thought there was a chapter 2. Was I misinformed? Okay, as far as I know, there actually is no chapter 2. I'm not sure what I saw. I don't know, maybe they had like an updated version of the pack that I don't have. But either way, this is now done, I guess. I guess we can head back to working on Mekanism. Alright, here I am in the Beyond. I've built out this little area over there, and I really don't like this. I was going for like, like almost a Tesla tower. It doesn't look good with all this green bliss stone. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for now because this place doesn't need to look good, but that whole tower is probably going to get removed at some point. Now, you may notice I do have an AE2 terminal here, which actually comes from this quantum bridge down here. So if I go home and I go down here, this is the crafting room. You may notice it's expanded. In fact, actually, it's walled off because if I go any further, I believe I run into a bunch of issues. I've kind of said that these are probably enough for now, and if they aren't, I'll put more over here, and I'm gonna have like towers of these quantum rings going up. That way I can have a bunch of them and have them be in sight so I can like look at them. But all I have is a P2P on this back connecting to one side, quantum entangled singularity in here, named it the Beyond Machine Hall because it's in the Beyond, it's a machine hall, and this just connects to the other one. All you have to do to make a singularity is blow up an ender pearl and a singularity with any explosion. This tiny TNT does a lot less damage, so use that. And then you get 2 singularities and they'll be linked. That's how you make the quantum bridges attached to each other. They'll have NBT data that actually connects them to each other. I have it mirrored over here just for, mirror's sake. But I don't have another quantum bridge to go and use. Although I might need it for the reactor itself. Back in the Beyond, I built this out because I'm going to need a tiny little machine hall for some of these smaller machines, like the chemical infuser, the isotopic centrifuge, the neutron activator, and the resolution chamber. Let's figure out exactly what first we're doing. So we need to make sulfuric acid. First, we need to put a chemical oxidizer, power it. Now, we need to throw sulfur in this for sulfur dioxide. Alright, I am back. As you saw through that whole thing, I have this whole setup done. Very colorful with all the pipes. Now, this whole setup was all to get one thing, fissile fuel, which I'm actually almost full on. This is the only thing I actually need. Everything else I'm storing just in case I need to. With the fissile fuel, we need to put it in a fission reactor with water, and that'll produce us nuclear waste and steam. I don't like the fission reactor, but we have to. This nuclear waste is what we actually need. We need both plutonium and polonium. Polonium is the more important one, as we need that for the supercritical phase shifter, which actually gives us our antimatter, which we then crystallize into pellets. And we can also use this to like transform stuff into other stuff, but we're probably not going to use any of these recipes. So I've got this area over here and chunk aligned it and chunk loaded it, and I gotta make sure this doesn't go off chunk loading ever. Because if it does, I die and this entire beyond is ruined. Now I'm going to waste a little bit of my resources to get a 16 by 16, just so that it fits neatly into one chunk. There we are. This is my first time ever making one of these fission reactors, so I'm expecting this to explode. Fully honest, fully real. I don't think there's any universe where this doesn't explode, but that's why we built it in the beyond. I think this reactor glass is safe to use. I'm not going to fill in the roof just yet, because I do need to put in some of these ports. And I'll put them over here, I guess. So one output waste goes here. Output coolant, I'm not sure. What I do know is I'm going to need a ton of you, which means I need a lot more osmium. And I can't change these until the thing's built. There's a little, like, logic gate. Redstone here. And the idea is this will activate when this gets too hot or whatever. This will deactivate, like it'll break the redstone on top of here when it pushes up, and I'll have to manually come and fix it, which is fine. But I think I can also use create redstone links and put this on inverse, so it just straight up, I'm not explaining this right, I don't know, I'll figure it out after. Alright, I am back again. I finished up the reactor, and I'm really nervous about this. I don't know the backup command. I don't know how to use the backup mod, but hey, it's not like I'll need it, right? Here's the plan. Fissile fuel is still being made over here, but I have a gas pipe just heading all the way down over into the import. That way I have fissile fuel here. Over here I'm using integrated dynamics, using a logic cable to import the max amount of fluid as possible and then export it in to make sure that coolant is always in there. I have set a limit of 500 megabuckets per tick because I believe I thought it was already irradiated. Alright, I believe I'm making that. I'm pretty sure I'm making more than that. As you can see, it's full. This can go up to 1.5 megabuckets almost, but I don't want to risk having it go too hot. Now, I do have export going into, like, I think 28, I think 35 waste barrels. Quite a bit of storage, but I'm just going to turn this on. This logic thing over here, hopefully when it gets too hot, it will activate this and turn it off. I think, because I have it on inverted. It's on activation, so if it's on inverted, when powered, deactivate when unpowered. So on normal. And all the steam I'm just nuking for now. I'm just throwing into a trash can because I have nothing to do with it. This can go really bad. I'm really fucking nervous. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna click activate and I'm gonna watch it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's staying at 1.1. There's no damage happening, although I don't like that that's red. Yeah, it's producing waste. A lot of it, actually. I am going negative on fissile fuel, so Scram, I think, just turns it off? Yes. Okay. Well, that went good. There's a bunch of nuclear waste in here. That went good. Problem is, these are going to fill up, and I'm going to run out of fissile fuel if I keep that on. So what I think I need to do is make another one of these on maybe like this side for insufficient fuel. Here we are. Insufficient fuel activation, and I believe on normal is fine. This reactor went a lot better than I realized. Now, this stuff decays in the waste barrels, so we want to keep it flowing out of the waste barrels into the isotopic, isotopic, yeah. I'll say 10 for now. I'm not sure if that'll be enough, but build these out. That's 10, and I am gonna have to export from all these. All right, and I can drag that pipe down here. Whoa, are you already making plutonium? Uh-oh, I didn't want you to start already, but I guess we're already started. And I guess I can just put them here for now. Ow, 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 ow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't ask for this. Oh, come on. How do I get rid of radiation poisoning? Alright, stop. Yes. That was technically cheating. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. Because I believe if I died, I would have fixed it. I think this area is just now permanently irradiated. That's really annoying, but if I can wear hazmat suit and be fine, then... Okay, that was not my fault. Click the pipe and it picked up the thing. I don't know. This place is just irradiated now. Not much I can do about it. Alright, I wonder how long this radiation lasts. It's not gonna affect you, is it? Probably be fine. I'm actually gonna leave it running for a little bit and see what happens when it gets low on fuel. Because these have quite a bit of storage left, especially since these are here. Now I'm gonna do a similar thing over here with these solar neutron activators. These things are the reason why I built this in the void specifically. Obviously, I also built it in the void because of the radiation thing. But these need access to the sun, which obviously not exactly good if you don't have sun. Do you need more waste barrels? Grab those. Alright, now you don't actually need power, which is nice, I guess. Polonium, and this is plutonium. I got them mixed up. Alright, you are starting to lower, so hopefully if I did this right, I have to keep an eye on this. Because if this goes low and explodes, I'm done. It's not going as bad as I thought it would. I made a mistake. But I could cheat and remove all this radiation. I don't think there's a way to naturally get rid of it, which is annoying. So I might do that just for the sake of existing. These pellets need to go into... You know, usually I like stop recording and then come back when something interesting happens. At this point, I've been recording this entire thing because I don't know when this thing's going to explode. And I don't want to miss it on camera if it does. This is fun. This is totally not making me super anxious at all. Are you out of uranium? Oh no. I'm actually out of uranium. Yeah, no, I'm just straight up out of uranium. Well, I'm gonna have to make a full thing for uranium after. Keep up with this. I need pressure reaction chamber, I think it's called. Pressurized reaction chamber. I think these are the same, except you just replace... Yeah. Hi everyone. Sorry for the abrupt cut there, but I actually am like not sure what happened when I recorded this. Apparently I just didn't. I must have clicked pause recording and then accidentally hit end recording. But let me just really quickly run down the entire setup here. Back here, we are exporting sulfur essence into here, making sulfur, oxidizing it into sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide goes into an infuser here with oxygen being produced by this electrolytic separator. Same thing as the previous one, just water goes in, hydrogen and oxygen come out. In here, this produces sulfur trioxide, which then goes into here, mixes with water vapor to make sulfuric acid. The water vapor is from water. Rotary condensator makes it into water vapor, just piped into the back. This sulfuric acid then goes into this dissolution chamber with fluorite, which is coming from this, which is fluorite essence piped into the bottom. And this is crafting up some fluorite. This then makes hydrofluoric acid right here. This hydrofluoric acid is then put into this chemical infuser. Over here we have a crafter being piped uranium essence to craft uranium ingots, which is then piped into an enriching factory, which makes yellow cake uranium. That yellow cake uranium goes into each of these chemical oxidizers. The oxidizers make uranium oxide. It's then mixed with the hydrofluoric acid from earlier to make uranium hexafluoride, which is then put into this centrifuge, made into fissile fuel, outputted into this little tank here. I will take a little bit of a quick break. Someone mentioned how to make these gases show up in your system, like hydrogen and oxygen. What you need is, well, filtering it's probably not necessary, but I do. You just need the side with the storage bus set on output. That was what I was missing. So that's how you make these connect to your system. I hooked all these up with storage buses in case I need to steal it for like a crafting recipe or something. Anyways, fizz-off fuel comes over here into the fission reactor. This, you know, does its thing. It's got the water going into it using integrated dynamics. Neither of these circuit works. I'm not entirely sure why. This takes and burns the water, which is infinite, and the fizz-off fuel, coming back from what I just told you about, and produces steam, which is sent into a trash can, and produces nuclear waste, which then is piped underneath into all of these radioactive waste barrels. That makes the nuclear waste. The nuclear waste is then piped into 10 solar neutron activators and 10 isotopic centrifuges, each of these with 10 radioactive waste barrels of their own, storing polonium for the solar neutron activator and plutonium from the isotopic centrifuge. These are sent into a pressurized reaction chamber with water and the fluorite dust. Some of that fluorite from earlier is being sent into here, crush it into dust, and then it's sent into here. Water is just given by a sink, and I have 64 stockpiled of each of these pellets because I don't want to use too much of it. And this also produces, each of these produces spent nuclear waste, which has no use. So I just throw it into this giant radioactive waste barrel garbage dump here. These have storage buses on the bottom, so if I look up here, I got them in my storage system, and this little cable goes down underneath and heads all the way over here to where I've built up the supercritical phase shifter. All this takes is polonium and power. Now I don't have this hooked up to power because this thing is super power hungry and I need to make more reactors. I need to make more farms to make the uranium for the reactors, and you know, a whole bunch of stuff. I need a farm for sulfur essence over here. I need a farm for uranium essence. A whole bunch of stuff I need to figure out. And from here, from this SPS, I will get antimatter, which is then piped out from here, and it's sent into this chemical crystallizer. I only have one mega bucket because this thing is absurdly slow. I think it speeds up based on how much energy you give it, but I don't have enough energy to like actually make it work properly. This is super slow. This will be on passive the entire time, and the antimatter pellet here, this will just go into this drawer, which I'm only stacking 64 or 512 of. There's a bus on the bottom, so when it eventually goes through, I'll come in here, put it in there, and it'll show up in my 82 system. That's the entirety of this setup. Everything else that needs to be done with this setup is I need to set up the farm for uranium and sulfur essence, and I need more power reactors for energy. Otherwise, this setup is done. Is this fun? In my opinion, not really. I don't actually have that much fun with Mekanism, especially its multi-blocks. I don't like these. These are not fun to use. I mean, it's just a difference in playstyle. I prefer making this tangled knot. This was amazing. I love doing this part. I would much prefer bunch of tiny machines and then, like, you know, making almost like a dissolution tower here of mini machines to keep up with production. I would much prefer do that than build this giant thing. This just isn't fun to me. But, you know, that's just why I avoid Mekanism every time. I've always thought I wouldn't like this, but either way, it's not important. It's done. Screw the supercritical phase shifter, but we have to use it. If I'm being honest, I've been a little bit burnt out. I don't know what caused it, but I really am not in the mood to play Minecraft anymore. I'm not saying this series is ending. Far from it. I think I do want to finish this. I do want to finish this series, but I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break. I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. Would you guys watch me play another game? Because I know a lot of you are here for modded Minecraft. You're here for Alt Mods 9 or whatever, right? But if I played something like Factorio, I've been meaning to play that again. Would you guys mind watching that? I don't want to make it and then no one watch it. I'll play it either way. The difference is, should I make the video? And if I play it, I'll probably play, you know, Crastorio, Space Exploration, maybe Pyanodons and Bobs, but I'm not sure. You know, it probably won't be vanilla, is what I'm trying to say. Either way, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. The rest of it, the more power reactors and the uranium farm, I'm gonna go do off camera. And don't be surprised if this is the last video from this series for a little bit. Between, you know, schoolwork piling up, midterms, studying for finals, everything's been a little bit hectic, and this really didn't make me... I didn't have too much fun with this. Everything past this section, I kind of was... meh. Either way, I do plan on finishing the series. I'll reiterate that again. I just don't plan on... I plan on taking a little break. So I will see you the next time I play it. Do let me know if you guys want to see maybe a Factorio video. I'm down. But otherwise, I will see you in the next episode of All the Mods 9.